Hi, everybody, and welcome to our latest episode of the Title Minute, where we provide title insurance real estate education. On today's episode of the Title Minute, I'm going to explain to you what documentation we as a title company require in the case of a seller that is going through a divorce or has been divorced. Now, the number one thing to get started with this is to check with us for the current vesting of the property. That way we know exactly who's on title and what needs to be done. Now, if we find that the ex-spouse has already deeded off of title, most likely that happened with an uninsured deed. So in order to clear title, we're going to simply need a copy of the divorce decree and the settlement agreement, and then we can vest through to the sole owner. Now, the more complicated question is, what happens if the divorce has been finalized, but the ex-spouse is still on the chain of title? So there are a couple ways we can clear that up. The first and easiest way to do that is to have the ex-spouse or the spouse that's deeding off of the chain of title sign a grant deed removing themselves from the chain of title. Now, if that's the case, we would still require a copy of the divorce decree and the settlement statement. Now, let's say that the person that needs to be removed from title is unwilling or unable to sign that grant deed. Then the person that was awarded the property in the divorce settlement would then have to go back to the court clerk and have the court clerk sign the grant deed on the other person's behalf. So then comes the last question. How do we avoid having the ex-spouse sign a deed removing themselves from title? And there's only one way to do that, and that was the way that I just explained. You would have to go back to court and have the court clerk sign the grant deed on behalf of the ex-spouse, removing that person from title. And again, we would still need a copy of the divorce decree and the settlement statement. So this can be a little bit complicated. If you have any questions about the requirements or what you need to do in this situation, of course, you can always call me or email me at titleisboring@fnf.com. Thank you for tuning in, and be sure to subscribe below. Take care.